Good morning, Fran. Welcome to Drake University. 3 of your greatest fans and admirers are sitting here together, reflecting on you, your upcoming birthday, how much you mean to the university. So let me begin, before I let the 2 guys take over, and just remind you of a story that has just meant so much to me. It always makes me chuckle. And it took place in 1997 at the dedication of the Kinney Center, when you were a youngster of 80, if I've got that right. And you stood up there and you were talking about how much it meant to make this donation to the university and have your name live on at the university, and you were just happy to do so and still be vertical at the time. So vertical is sort of my wonderful standing thought about you for all of my life. And so I'm just here to tell you that as you are closing in on 102 years of age, I want to congratulate you on remaining vertical, vibrant, beautiful. You continue to inspire me every day of my life with your generosity of spirit, your kindness, your love of Drake, your love of education, all the things that mean so much to you, including the wonderful stories that you've shared over your lifetime. So I'm sending you a warm embrace, blowing you a kiss, and I'm turning it over to Don.
Okay, Fran, I have 2 books. The first 2 books in my library. I grabbed them off the shelf this morning as I left. The President Wears a Skirt, the final chapter. The President Wears a Skirt, and here she is getting kissed by her 2 best boyfriends. These 2 books are on my shelf. You can see the notes that I have, particularly where I want to go in the books. Fran, we love you dearly. I've got to go to my crib sheet because I got 4 words. Diane has stolen most of them, but I tell you, Fran, inspiration, love, fun, and respect. Fran, you have been an inspiration to all of us at Drake. You know that. However, when I go to Story City, you have been a phenomenal inspiration to Story City, the mayor and his wife, and everybody who is in the parade, with you leading the parade. You are inspiration to all of them. Thousands of people who have never met you, you are an inspiration to them. We all know that. I've never been in a meeting with you or a social event with you when love was not expressed. You set the tone of love. Everybody in that room, when you are speaking, their eyes are on you and they know you're speaking directly to them. Your love has been contagious for all of us, and it's true today and will always be true. Fun. I've never been at an event, whether it's a serious event or an event where we're just eating and having a good time. Fun is always a part of your life. You know that. And last but not least, the respect. You know I have an advantage here. You brought me to your campus as a consultant. When you became president, I was on your campus for 3 whole days. There was no one on that campus that didn't respect you. Here you were, a dean of fine arts, Fran, and you did not seek that job. The people put you in that job. After they saw you as the dean of fine arts, Fran, the board wanted you as their president. You had never thought about being the president, and you became the all-time favorite president of Jacksonville University. I came and we had great conversations. I talked to a lot of people. I made some suggestions, and you never forgot that. Every time you talked to me, you remember that trip and how important that trip was to you. Well, my wife and I send you greetings for this beautiful, beautiful birthday that you're going to be having. And I love sharing this opportunity with Diane. And now John, the boss, is going to have an opportunity to wrap it up, and he's got a big thing for you. Fran, we love you.
Fran, I just want to begin by echoing Diane and Don's comments. I recognize, as you do, that they are so much older than I am and have such greater longevity and perspective than I do, but please know in my short tenure here at Drake that what you do and the example you set inspires generations of students, administrators, and you make a difference every day in the life of this campus. And what we'd like to do next is give you a quick update on some of the actions that our Board of Trustees took at the April board meeting, and do so by just providing a very, very brief tour of campus and highlighting some of the updates since you've last been here. So come for a walk with us.
Dear Fran, let me add my congratulations and happy birthday to you, along with those from Laura. We so enjoyed visiting with you last summer and look forward to doing that again this summer when we're down in South Carolina. It's just remarkable, the contribution you've made not just to Drake, but to so many other people and institutions, and we greatly value your continued support and affinity for this great institution. As you can see behind me, it's a beautiful day here at Drake, and a beautiful day to say to you once again, happy birthday, Fran. We love you.
Fran, we are standing on the iconic painted street, which, as you know, celebrates the love and the enthusiasm that our students have, particularly related to their student life engagement. And that is so important to your leadership as you define the Drake experience and later define the Jacksonville University experience. And what we'd like to do is just walk and talk a little bit, particularly as it relates to the Board of Trustees meeting. We were sorry you weren't able to join that by phone or in person, but you know those weekends cover a lot of ground and a lot of territory. Things like the fiscal year 19 budgets and the fiscal year 20 budgets, enrollment projections. But the board also has other reasons to take action and to celebrate. One of the wonderful things that we did was celebrate the creation of the Robert D. and Billy Ray Promenade. This is a new space on Drake's campus. It is 27th Street, completely revitalized to create a new student space and gathering opportunities. And as you see down here, it is an intentional space that has design, has purpose, and has a perspective to it that brings a great sense of joy and opportunity for our students to share time. Beyond that, you see the brand new Collier Scripps Hall, and what's not in your frame of reference is the Science Connector building that is the outgrowth of the board's leadership and the administration's leadership. Fran, one very special moment over the weekend, and you know more than anybody how important these moments are, is we dedicated this space, which brought together the president, our student body president, donors, and we had the privilege of having Mrs. Ray present to represent the Ray family and the legacy that they brought for so many years. And now through the Ray Promenade, this will be one of those great names that live forever on Drake's campus. So we wanted to make sure you were aware of that very, very special moment this past weekend. Fran, we're now standing right in the shadows of Old Main, and Don and Diana, I really think of the heart of Drake's campus. And the board spent significant time talking about not only responsibilities of Drake right here on campus, but our relationship with the neighborhood, our promise to those folks who rely and see Drake as an anchor institution to serve the community. And in doing so, as we look to University Avenue, it's going to be dramatically different a year from now and 2 years from now. First, on 28th Street and University Avenue, we will have a ceremonial groundbreaking for the Harkin Institute, an $8 million facility that will be the home for Senator Harkin's policy work and staff. And as we work our way to the east, right across from Old Main, that beautiful parking that you presidents love parking so much is going away, and we have sold that land to Nelson Construction. They're putting up a 124-suite Hilton Hotel along with a wonderful restaurant and other retail shops. and longer-term marketplace housing. That space will redefine how the Drake neighborhood is perceived. And then, starting right after commencement, University Avenue from 25th Street to 31st Street is going to be transformed through a city project, but through the board direction and the president's leadership, we'll be making an investment in how that street comes back together. And it'll be pedestrian friendly, bike friendly, no more parking on University Avenue in front of campus, and it will be that gateway to the neighborhood that we want to see our students, our administrators, and our community interacting from neighborhood to campus in a highly, highly engaged way. And Fran, one of the great highlights of University Avenue that we're so proud of now, that I know you're aware of, is the Alumni House, which is the old Chancellor's home right at 27th and University. For about 4 or 5 years now, that houses the alumni team, while the development team is proudly in the Kinney Center. But we also know through your vision and your generosity that we are so excited about the promise of a new development center one day that will capture the character and spirit that you've provided this campus and the Jacksonville University campus. And know that going back to the board weekend reflection, your example has inspired others. Your relationship with Maddie Levitt, as we walk past Maddie Levitt Lane, was present when Maddie's daughter Susie announced a $5 million gift and an investment in Drake women's basketball, which marked the largest gift ever to a women's basketball program in Division I history. And it's that type of leadership gift, and it's the example that Maddie provided every day, that Susie followed, and that your example has just made it a path in which others can follow.
Fran, please feel so proud as we do for what you envisioned for the university, you and Maddie. This has been such a meaningful week of women, empowering women, and honestly, if you didn't start it, I don't know who did. Well, Mary Carpenter. Let's just say you, Mary Carpenter, Maddie. Anyway, it's outstanding, and we're just in awe of what is happening now through women contributions to Drake.
And Don has to get some credit because you were Mary Carpenter's advisor.
I was Mary Carpenter's advisor. But I want to remind Fran also of those evenings that we spent in Story City when she introduced Maddie Levitt to the people in Story City. They would sit around the table and Maddie would tell a lot of stories about Drake University, and Fran and she had a great time reminding all of us of exactly what the days were like when they were at Drake. But I also think, and John and Diane both said this, the women to women contribution that happened, you know, Fran, you know better than anybody else, the feelings that Maddie had towards women, the times that she felt we had to speak and we had to make sure that we were examples, that we took charge. You and Maddie did her always. Thank you, thank you.
Fran, we just hope this short walking tour gives you some context of the thriving nature of your university. We could talk about some admission numbers, we could talk about new programs, we could talk about confidence in President Martin's leadership and the board leadership, but we wouldn't be talking about any of that if it weren't for you and the service that you've provided and the example that you continue to provide to make Drake the thriving example that it is as a leader in private higher education. We thank you for everything that you do, and we know that we're stronger because of our friendships, stronger because of your leadership, and we are grateful every day for the love that you show us through your actions all of the time. Thank you, Fran.
I just wanted to say I hope we see you on campus in June when you're here for your Story City visit. So we're counting on that.
You know better than any of us, the three of us love whatever attention we can get, and we are honored to be three voices celebrating and sharing in your birthday celebration. But as much as we'd like to, we can't manage the entire camera. There are a number of folks here on Drake's campus that want to wish you a very, very happy birthday.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.